Oh, did you do that?
I did not. He must be near.
He's lingering, isn't he?
Up on the rooftop arose such a clatter. there maybe was a night demon seeing what was the matter.
Yeah, he's lingering around, isn't he? He's trying to check out if we're naughty or nice, isn't he, before Christmas? That's what it is.
Yeah, he's adding us to a list of some sort. I'm not sure exactly what, but clearly we've been added to a list.
Are these naughty or are these nice when I'm not around?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, always hard to say. Always difficult on what we're going to do. And the worst part is because he's recorded it, all this is going to make it into the show now.
Oh, 100%.
Because he's just given in editing anything out that may make us seem silly.
He's just like, listen, we're going to put it in here. It'll be fun. Good morning, Night Demon. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. Hopefully, I'm not cutting in and out this week, so that's good.
It's not really up to us. That's up to Holiday Themed Discord to tell us.
That can go in Renegades, and then that can go in. Where is that thing? That is a whatchamacallit. Who's and what's it? That is an exotic mission, isn't it? It is.
I don't know. I've never played
exotic rotation. There you go. I'm putting little videos into files to make sure that it's all.
You started to make videos.
I'm going to files. He's making a video. He's checking it twice.
And I'm going to start the show properly now. That's it.
Hey, we're rolling titles.
No, we're not rolling titles yet.
Christmas titles.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've listened to the show for the last couple of weeks, we've got Christmas titles. Of course, we've got Christmas titles.
Well, I listened to the shows last week because I told you what my wife's opinion of it and my daughter's opinion.
Yeah. Narcissists do listen to their voice a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have to, because I edit the show and I have to make myself sound really cool. You two, I just kind of skip.
Yeah. They're just like, they were here too.
They were there. They were there. Fine. If they stumble on a word, it sounds funny. If I stumble on a word, it's going to ruin my reputation.
Oh, word. That's funny.
I am a problem.
A problem child.
I did really enjoy... Well. I watched Astacross's video of the TWAB this week. Normally I skip like any of the TWAB videos until we record, but I knew, having looked at it, there was basically nothing in it. I can't remember what it was, a frog on a something user as one of the community people. The number of times he stumbled over that trying to figure out what it was beautiful.
Anything that makes people stumble up always makes me giggle.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we start our stumbling then? Should we roll those titles?
Why not?
And stumble over lots of words.
Oh yeah, all the best words. Incredible words to stumble over.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! And welcome to the Two Titans and a Hunter Destiny 2 podcast, a show dedicated to bringing you the latest intel, the mightiest news, and the boldest opinions from the farthest reaches of the Sol system. Whether you're a bright-eyed new guardian, fresh from the Cosmodrome, or a battle-hardened veteran of the Red War, this is your Destiny destination. We'll arm you with tips, tricks, and tower-worthy tools to help you triumph, thrive, and revel in the glory of the fight. So without further ado, let's get on with the show.
So yeah, welcome to the show. Me and Peroty are here, and our tag-along has returned. He's decided that he's now going to be a permanent member of the crew because fans adore him.
Apparently.
Noble, he's here.
I am, as always. I'm like a bad smell. I'm not going away.
Well, until your wife says, no, this is getting a bit too much every week that you're doing this, talking with your nerdy friends.
Was it nerd or was it geek? I can't remember which one she called you anymore.
I'm just pleased to have been upgraded from living in
the basement
bedroom.
Yeah.
Living in the bedroom or basement. Why do I keep saying bedroom? Living in the basement, not the bedroom, in the basement. So I mean, that's an upgrade as far as I'm concerned. So I'll take the win.
So yeah, we've played some Destiny this week.
did.
And
We've done things.
We did.
We've dungeoned. Well, Noble and I did dungeon. I don't know about Peroty. Did you do a dungeon this week, Peroty?
I participated through an entire dungeon run, and I even understood
Ooh.
parts of it.
See, we went in blind and just, well, apart from Noble knew the first mechanic of the opening area, and then the rest of it we did blind. So we kind of just stumbled through a bit like this show. We kind of hit our heads against the wall many a times, and sometimes the head went through the wall, and I'm not sure if it was meant to go through the wall, but we worked it out in the end and we got a win, didn't we?
Yeah,
So
we got there.
we did.
Nice.
It took a couple of hours.
Did.
So yeah.
But it was a fun couple of hours. It was nice. That's how I like my dungeons to be. We went in blind. We worked it out ourselves. We did it all. And you know what? Like, I've talked to people now that have done it after watching videos, and it took them nearly the same time as it took us.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like we did bad.
No, we didn't do bad.
Who needs tube you?
Well, I say we didn't take too bad. There was one jumping bit that you have to jump from one side of the ship to the other side of the ship that, let's just say, only one of us made it across, and the other two repeatedly died on the other side for quite some time.
I made it
quite
eventually.
some time. Yeah, after I died shooting the silly panel in the other bit of the thing that every other YouTuber was getting their friends to do and blowing them up. Like, oh, I did not know that. So I died, and then because those two were already dead on the other side of the ship, that wiped us, and we had to start again from the beginning part of the ship. So
I had as well that he's firing shots at me because I couldn't make it over. He didn't jump over. He used his silly strand grapple thing, and he cheated his way
jumping over. That's jumping over.
Not. No, it's not. He's swinging like you're Spider-Man.
Yeah, I still went over.
Swinging's not jumping. It's two different things, isn't it?
What did you do?
Swinging and jumping are two different things.
I was just got over use of my crab claws. All Titans need some way to get the little extra burst, crab claws, shoulder charge, something, just to say I've almost made this jump, because I played with two warlocks, and they were floofing all over the place, and I said I can almost floof with the best of them. And most of the time that worked.
Who was it that was doing? I think it was Mactix who was doing a run through, or a guide for warlocks going through, and he said, I think it was the strafe glide. He said for some reason you can just jump over normally with this glide. I think it was the strafe glide, and the mechanics of the being through hyperspace didn't have any effect on that jump. He said he doesn't want to say for definite whether it was just like a bug that he encountered, but for that specific jump, you could just jump straight across and nothing would kind of affect you. So I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like what it was, because the two guys I was with, they were just jumping like it was nothing. And even on the Titan with it, because I think it's the strafe glide or the strafe jump that I use, the one that gives you a little more momentum, whichever way you go. I wasn't having any problem with the distance. It was more just the landing and landing, making it, but then panicking and hitting jump again, and then sometimes falling off the edge. That's one of my marquee moves. I have great fun with jumping puzzles.
You know what? I used to really enjoy jumping puzzles, but since taking a break and coming back again, I'm a bit like, jumping puzzles just need to boil the red. They're really annoying me.
It's so frustrating when you're like, I know what I need to do. I understand what I need to do. I just can't make my fingers do that.
Yeah, that is
jumping. The jumping wasn't too bad in this one. At least, again, in my floofing over with the Titan didn't go too poorly. And like I said, I also went in blinds. Basically, I was going to do it with Blue, and then Blue had to run to the airport allegedly, so he abandoned me to a Banana Ham and B-Man, a friend of his.
Okay, and I've played with these guys.
Yeah, they had at least a clear each, and maybe more. I don't know. So they very much hard carried me through it, and I explained everything, and I was like, okay, I get the gist of what we're doing, but having not seen any of it, it was more just like I can kill and suspend a whole lot of things, and then also run through the taking puddles and try to be helpful where I can, and hope I don't do things to actively work against the team. That's always my worry when I think I understand a mechanic. It's like, hey, I'm helping. Oh no, that didn't actually help at all. I actually hindered. Whoops. So I was like, I'll be here. I'll murder things, and Yeah, tell me what loadout to put on. I'll put that on, and we'll do lots of boss damage.
It is really good fun though as well, and I think the mechanics aren't too hard, and I suppose the jumping puzzles aren't again too hard to the point where I'm actually feeling quite confident that I might be able to solo this one.
Ooh.
And yeah, which I haven't kind of had that confidence for a long time. But then thinking about it, going back through and doing the old dungeons with my sword build might actually work, especially with my new lightsaber. So I'm contemplating doing a couple of solo things, but I can't because it's Christmas. Because even this morning, the children have invaded the TV, and that's it. I think for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be relegated to the old Xbox One X somewhere in the house, and have to play. Not playing Crucible on it, but I'll probably play some Dawning stuff and get that done. But
well, you could absolutely bring yourself into the Snowball Crucible, because that you've got. Because that you don't have to be good or have good response time. You can just throw snowballs at people and get lots of Crucible loot from it.
No, I can't do that to myself. I can't do it to myself. Yeah, it's going to have to be no, because I played one match and then I thought no, I need to go back and rethink this, how I'm kind of doing this. So no.
What is there to rethink about throwing snowballs at people? What am I missing here?
Well, I got destroyed in the first game, and that upset me. So I was like, I'm going to have to come back, rethink my strategies, because I think I was just kind of running around and throwing snowballs, and the whole team were getting completely destroyed, which then charges up the other team's mega snowball, and then I was just getting one shot quite a few times. So I was like, I'm not even going to record this to put this with the podcast, because this is embarrassing. This is like, no, not going to happen.
You just have to go back to Eva and then buy all the upgrades for your snowball, then go back in.
Yeah, I've done that now. I've done that. I spend
and also just hope you're on a team that actually understands objectives and zones and picking up crests, which is the other half of it. Is
yes,
you can destroy the other team, but if you don't actually participate in the event in the game mode you're playing, it doesn't really matter.
Well, kind of matters,
sort of.
Yeah.
Supremacy is good, at least, because there's so many people running in mobs that are picking up crests as normal, and as opposed to the normal, like, I'm going to shoot this person, but never go anywhere near them. You won't touch a crest. It wouldn't be prudent. Wouldn't be worth it.
No. But how are we kind of feeling on the whole Renegades now that we're a couple of weeks into it, and we've now got the Dawning on top of that? Are you guys enjoying playing what we've got, I guess?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, a lot.
It's gone back to being fun again, hasn't it? It really has. For me, anyway.
It definitely feels that way. The slog feels like it's not as sloggy, and everything feels a little bit more interesting than it did before.
And fun.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the thing, wasn't it? It was like... like you were saying, yeah, it felt more like a grind. It felt like you were logging on just for sake of logging in, and kind of the grind up to 550 was just like so monotonous and so like, let's just play Portal activities over and over again and just. But I mean, that is one thing that I think they might need to have a look at, is that with I think it's the orders, and where we've now got kind of those challenges and the orders and everything else kind of all set up, it all still seems to be go and play some Portal over there to get some of that done. Because I'd rather like go back to how they did with some of the events, kind of either do this or this, and that will kind of progress your bar. I mean, there was one that says, I think you have to do like 50 orders, which go pretty quick when you kind of get into a routine of kind of just doing those orders over and over again. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The story is really cool, and I started on my Warlock as well this week. I thought I'm gonna, because there's all those wonderful builds that you guys have been talking about and other people have been talking about with the Warlocks, and I thought, well, I'm going to watch a video, and I'll link it in the show notes, from Matix using the Getaway Artist, and he does this whole kind of build, and I thought, well, I'll do that, and I did that. And played the first mission. And after you've unlocked the first mission, you then get access to the dungeon. So that's pretty cool. You don't necessarily need to play through the whole of Renegades. As long as you've done that first mission, it then gives you
Interesting.
access to the dungeon, which is pretty cool. So
Oh, cool. That's nice. So if you've done it on one character and haven't started your second, you don't have to do the whole campaign first. You can
no,
just
just
do
that first mission, rescue the drifter, and then
that's cool.
yeah, because that's what I wanted to try. Because I thought Mactix has done I think he's done a Titan build and a Warlock build to solo flawless the dungeon, and I've watched those, and I thought, well, yeah, I like the Titan one, but I need something with a bit more output, and the Warlock does seem to have a bit more kind of output and defensive capabilities. So I'll go in and practice on that first mission and see if I can unlock it, which you do, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to do that with my hunter as well and see where we go from there. But how are you feeling with this, Peroty?
I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I've speaking of the grind, I think just this week I've now hit 550 with the after I finished the dungeon run, and I've done the campaign mostly twice. I did the campaign on normal on my Titan, and I've done most of it on my Warlock with friends. And then I've honestly been playing a ton of Gambit this week because I need to get that seal done again because I need to make that number go up because also it's a dredging season, so why wouldn't I? And then I've been declaring my allegiance and then just sort of figuring out the lawless frontier, figuring out where the weird little soft locks are and how you get to the end of something and it just goes, you can't extract. We're just gonna not work anymore. But now I've been, other than being very confused by the lawless frontier, I am so happy they put that nice little legend to show you what all the icons are in a very un-Bungie way. Actually said, hey guys, when you're going to do a sabotage mission, here's the sabotage icon you're looking for. It's not just here's a bunch of pictures, figure out which one you need. So I've just been having a lot of fun with the orders. Like I'm very motivated by bounties and quests, and here's a list of things to do, and just being able to swap my weapons around. I cannot tell you the number of times I was like, I had to remind myself, oh right, I can just swap this gun out. I can move this armor piece around.
I know, it's fantastic.
This build isn't working, and like it really was the biggest part about Edge of Faith that I just didn't care for and wasn't enjoyable. It was like, all right, you've locked into this. Good luck. Hope it works out for you because you can't make any changes, and that's just how it is now. And it's like it's like no part of that's enjoyable. Like that's not the game I signed up to play. But yeah, it really is like they took. They tried a lot of things with Edge of Fate. They didn't really work out, and I'm glad they sort of said, we saw this. It didn't really work. People weren't enjoying it, and they really did learn from that. In Renegades, whether it was always planned to be a sort of a reversal of that, or they said, let's not be silly now. Let's take the lawless frontier and reverse all that, and put the game back to sort of what we as Destiny veterans expect. I also think it's super funny. We now have the portal with a planet with a director in it, and now we have entire planets like Europa in 2 separate locations. So I just like how we have this whole Inception. Hey, we have the portal now. We're just going to stick because we were wondering, hey, with the new expansion, how are they going to handle, where does Kepler go? Where do the other planets go? Oh, we're just going to put a new director into the portal. So we're back on the director. It's just we had to turducken it and stick it inside a portal first. But yeah, no, it's been really good fun, and the lawless frontier activities I enjoy. They feel a little too long sometimes, and a little. It is sort of like you're out on a big open world, and sometimes you or a blueberry on your team just wanders away, and you're like, are you doing something helpful? Or have you just wandered off? Did you just zig when you should have zagged and have now gotten lost? They are just like it's almost like you're out on an entire patrol space trying to do an objective, and in Bungie fashion, sometimes the little box on the doorway says, "Hey, go here to go to the next objective," and sometimes it says, "Oh no, you were actually meant to go that way. We just put the sign over here because the sign person got confused." So I've definitely run the wrong way and was like, I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be. I see orb generation happening way over there. How do I get to where they are? Is it up? Is it down? Did I miss an elevator somewhere? But no, it's been really good fun, and the dawning has just been icing on top of that cake. Yeah, and the PvP snowball mode I've really been enjoying. It's just it's silly, and I know we've talked about it a number of times last year over the years about why can we not just throw snowballs at each other in PvP? And they gave it to us, which is great.
Yeah. It took a couple of years, but you recommend going and playing like PvE activities and getting enough Dawning Essence to then upgrade the snowballs first before you kind of go in. But doesn't it say that it's not active in Crucible though?
It can say whatever it wants. It feels better in my head that I've done that. I have no idea if it's just, again, I'm sure some of it is just you're playing whoever you're playing, because the matchmaking, I assume, is just, hey, you're here, they're here, it's snowballs. Who cares what the matchmaking is?
Okay.
In my head, it feels better. I have no idea if it's actually helping me or not. But I figured, and also, who are we to believe what Bungie is telling us these days? Do the words on the screen actually equate to game progress or not? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they're sure. So I'm going to go in and we're going to throw snowballs and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw.
It makes sense.
Have you guys found any new weapons that your go-to, apart from kind of the Praxic Blade? Is there any kind of new legendary weapons that you're actually interested in, or you've picked up and gone, I really like this?
I don't love the Praxic Blade. I know that.
No, I do, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
I love it enough for all of us.
I know it's absolute blasphemy. Like it's fine, but it's still, I'm running around in my shooter game with a sword. It still just feels weird to me. But like it's fun. But yeah, it's not something I'm deeply in love with. But I'm trying to remember the all or nothing pulse rifle. I enjoy. I like the way it feels. I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
I got the motif 41, the area of denial solar grenade launcher. I mean, it's beautiful. You just throw that with attrition orbs and incandescents and just say, I'm going to make orbs and death out of this entire field. It's lovely. And what was the name of the auto rifle? Oh, the Zealous Ideal auto rifle from the dungeon. I just sort of put that on to have something else because I was switching my exotics around, and that I've had good fun with. I love the sound. The stupid Star Wars shooty sounds on the new guns. It's so stupid, but I really enjoy it. Like it makes me happy to fire them.
Yeah.
I really like the bitter end. The heavy.
Oh, did you get one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous. I want that. I want the legendary sweet business. It looks beautiful. I want that one very badly.
It does. It looks fantastic, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed that one.
What's that one? Is that the
bitter end, the heavy machine gun?
Oh yes, like you can use it with like Actium War Rig on Titan, and it just kind of. How does that work? I've got one, but I haven't actually tried it with Actium War Rig. And will it work with Actium War Rig with a cooldown kind of mechanic on there? Does it cool it down all the time?
Someone had put a video out where you can basically shoot like the entire 400 rounds you have all in one go. And I don't remember if it was a combination of like the cooling, because I think there's some cooling things in the artifact.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it was a combination of those and the Actium War Rig, but yeah, I think it was just sort of the same idea of some part of that works. But yeah, it looks delicious.
I was gonna say I can't say I've tried it with the Actium War Rig yet, but yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I've got one as well, and I'll try it with the Actium just to see what it's like for.
And here I was just pleased to get weapons out of the dungeon. Normally, I feel like my first 2 or 3 dungeon runs, it's like, okay, here's like 6 pieces of chest armor, some arms, a butt cape, and then maybe we'll give you a gun. And I actually got a couple of the scout rifles, a couple of the auto rifles, and maybe the sniper. I can't remember now what the other one was, but actually got a good number of drops overall, which felt really good. Of just doing a normal dungeon completion. Just the number of drops I got felt really rewarding for a dungeon, and not just like, okay, you've done this and here's one thing out of the chest at the end. But yeah, it was actually things I wanted, and because that's part of why sometimes dungeons I'm excited to run, but not super excited to run, because it's like, yeah, I'm not going to get anything I care about. But it felt good just to get a bunch of weapons out of it to try out and play with, even if it wasn't the one I wanted. But I'm always happy with an auto rifle or a pulse.
Yeah, I will admit, like, I got quite a 50-50 split with my rewards when I did it. Like, it was always like a weapon and a piece of armor, and I was always gutted when I got a piece of armor. I was like, no, but you're just gonna have a rubbish roll on you. Just give me the weapons.
Right. It's like, even if this armor is really good, I have armor. It's a little more exciting now with all the armors having their own set bonuses and things. It's at least makes the armor exciting again. Because before it was like, well, if you're not Artifice, like why would I want you? I'm never going to put you on. Now it's at least okay. I don't remember what the set bonuses are on the dungeon armor, but at least it adds that dynamic of you could be something good.
I think it's the Sword Masters stuff, isn't it?
Is that okay?
So yeah.
Okay. Then absolutely all the more reason to get the sword, the armor.
See, I'm still running last season's. I think it was Pinnacle and Dungeon and it's on my character, isn't it? There you go. The Bushido set. So with the Bushido set, I had final blows with freshly drawn or reloaded weapons heal you. So drawing my weapon, like my sword, will heal me, and then bows, shotguns, or sword final blows temporarily reduce incoming damage, and damaging targets with those weapons extend the effect. So with my swords, it's doing fantastic. So this new set gives you, is it Ballistra? So damaging a target with a sword, glaive, or any melee attack exhausts them. And then blocking attacks with swords or glaives grant a short period of damage resistance against combatants when you next drop your guard. So, yeah, it's all right, but I prefer the Bushido stuff that I got last season, Yeah. In Edge of Fate, that one.
Yeah. I'm definitely having a little bit of the not FOMO because I was here, but saying, I wish I would have kept more of this armor. I wish I would have kept more of that armor, like the lustrous set that we got for like the very first event. Like I've been running a Titan build with like a combination of that and the tech sec stuff. But of course, it's all like tier 2 and 3 because it was like the first week the game came out, and I didn't play 48 hours to know life my build to tier 5. And I'm going, I really would like to get more of this because I really like this build, but it's just not as strong as my other builds now with the better armor.
Yeah, and you've now got to wait until next year for it to come back around.
Right. I'm not having going, will I be able to get this again before then? When does this come back? Yeah, I'm looking at these armor sets going, okay, I really should figure out which of these I want to keep as I'm just launching things into the trash can going, I don't need 700 helmets. I just don't. Like, and then how do you feel about the amount of loot? I mean, I can see why they gave us 300 vault spaces. Just the amount of drops I've been getting from everything.
I was just going to give you an update on my vault. My vault at the moment, Vault Watch we're on, is 804 out of 1,000. So I'm doing all right. Not doing brilliant, but we're doing all right. But
you've got room.
Again, how have you cleared that much already that you've done this to your vault?
Because on me,
everything has gone with it. Well, actually, I think I talked to Blue. I think he said his vault was at like 997 or something.
See, that's worse than me.
Mine's sitting at 681, and I've thrown basically nothing in there for 2 seasons. I've been clearing a lot of stuff out because I'm just going because I don't want to have to spend 25 minutes going. Okay, I've got these 17 gun burns that I threw in here from the last event that I now need to figure out which, if any of them are any good, or if I have 9 identical rolls I just need to trash.
See, mine's now more with armor. I'm a bit more kind of savvy when it comes to the weapons now because I've got the weapons that I like, and then the ones that are kind of coming in, I will swap out for ones that I've kind of got. So I think they've got a new Riptide that's dropping somewhere. I guess it's probably Crucible. So I'm looking for one that is either equivalent or better than the Riptide that I got a while back. But I mean, I'm keeping the odd 1 or 2 of the new weapons, and you kind of know what works with your builds as you kind of play through the game. And unless somebody makes a video and goes, you really need this kind of combination, I get it and I write in it on DIM. I go into the program and say, right, this is so-and-so recommended, this, and this, you have this, keep this kind of thing. It might necessarily be my playstyle at the moment, but it's kind of, that might work for something further on down the line. So, or it does work with something like a new build kind of that's just come out.
It could be your playstyle in the future.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet. Yeah, I have so much stuff to sort through in the vault already, so I'm just really resistant to just like throwing more things in there.
Yeah.
And armor, I still just have very little in the vault. I need to just go again, and part of it is now that I've finally hit 550. Now I'm like, okay, well now I can start throwing things in there because they are where I want them to be. It's not like, well, I threw this in here, but it's 422 and it's a tier 3 or something. Now I'm getting largely tier 5 stuff, and it is at or near 550. So at least it's sort of feels like something I can hang on to and then pull out to use versus hang on to and then go, but is the tier right? I still have to infuse something into you. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Looking at my vault space, going, this feels nice. This feels nice and airy, and I have room to work. But I know that's going to go away quickly.
I've got tons of space. If you need some space, I'll loan you some. There is so much space in my vault because I did 365 out of 1,000.
Yeah.
I was so horrid to my vault before Edge of Fate launched.
Yeah.
And then obviously Edge of Fate came out, and I was just like, I don't like this. So I didn't really play. So I'm still at the stage where all that space that I was just brutal toward is still sat there waiting for me.
Still spacious, yeah. And you were brutal to the vault. The vault was brutal to you, and then you just said, we're going to break up for a while. I did such a massive cleaning. There's only been like one or two things that I can't even remember now what they were, where I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I had one of those, and now I don't. Oh, well, I'll just get another one. And I do keep thinking, oh, I've got this exotic in my vault, then realized, no, you don't. You trashed all of those.
You got rid of that one.
Yeah, because you could just go pull another one. So I've been using, I still have 4 or 5 tokens left from Ada. And also just, I've been, I would say hoarding the exotic engrams, but really it's more just like letting them collect, because it's not really hoarding. It's just, they just show up and I go, let me spend 3 or 4 of these to make more room for the next thing. Yeah. So whenever I want to go pull, a Nothing Manacle or, Stronghold or something, I just either, I'll go to Ava or go to Ada 1 and pull one, or just say, let me go fishing and throw 2 or 3 of these tokens in and see what happens.
Don't forget you've got your lawless vouchers as well. So if you haven't spent those, you should have, I think the maximum was 24. You can spend those to get some of the new stuff for this season, remember, from if you did the Call to Arms stuff. That's if you did it.
Guess what I totally forgot about. So where do you spend the lawless vouchers?
I think you just, if you go to your inventory, they're in your inventory, and then you can just
they are.
Use them from the inventory.
Just like turn them in there. Okay, because I think I have 9 sitting in there. I honestly wasn't sure what to do with them. I'm looking at these currencies going, I don't know why you're here. I did recently just do, that is one place I did do some cleaning, is just that like inventory bucket, because I had like the things you threw into the blind well, and like tiny, tiny dishes of rice, whatever the tiny treats were, or something you needed for something, like all of these like, ancient activity things that I just had in there because I had never cleaned them out. A bunch of stuff for the, doing the quest on the moon and turning those in. I was like, let me just delete all of these because there's no reason to have this in here. Because because I was baking cookies, and so my cookies were going to the postmaster. I was like, well, this is not going to work. This will not do. So I was like, all right, I need to make room. Let me delete something I haven't used in 4 seasons. Because probably if I ever need it again, I can go find another one.
Yeah, there's only a few items that you can transfer from like your inventory into your vault.
Right. Yeah. Most of them have to stay on the character. So I'm like, I don't need you. I'm not gonna run a regular blind well anytime soon. I'm not gonna something I was like, I know this came from the throne world. Don't know what it is, don't remember why I needed it, but I don't need it now. So away it goes.
Raid banners, why can't they go in the blooming vault? Why do I need I
bought
2
so
stacks.
many raid banners when they were getting rid of legendary shards because I was like, well, I may as well have the raid. My inventory is pretty much just 75% raid banners. Anytime it gives me anything, I'm like, oh, well, where's that? I've literally just had the problem now because it's like I'm trying to do the quest for Grandma Stranger Danger. And I'm like, where's it put my cookie?
If you delete a raid banner, it will delete the whole stack as well.
Yeah,
so
I know. Yeah, that is a good thing. That's what I've been doing. I keep 100 raid banners on me, figuring I'm never going to need more than that. And I was delighted to learn that you can delete the next stack of whatever. Well, just like enhancement course, I've been throwing those. Thankfully, you can put in the vault. So I try to keep 999 on me, and then I just throw whatever stack into the vault once it accrues toward another 1,000. I don't know if I'm ever going to need the 5,000 I have in the vault, but they're there just in case because I can move them at least. But yeah,
there's rice cakes in there. That's good.
Yeah, right. Oh, right. Yeah, the small rice cake. That's what it was. I knew it was a small treat of some sort. Still can't do anything with the rainmakers and the finest matter weaves. You can put them in the vault, but then it's just going to take up space. Although now that seems less bad than before. Ooh, there we go. I can move those.
So Noble, we need a Doggo update. How chubby is the dog in the tower?
I could no longer see his legs.
Archie, that's who it is. I completely forgot his name then. I visited him once. I completed the quest, and then that was it.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I bait the quickest and easiest ones. If you're spending time in the Whisper mission and all you're killing is infinite thrall, then there's only so much that you can actually spend.
Then take yourself out and go somewhere different, mister.
I don't want to.
That doggo needs his biscuits.
Well, he's got you. That's it. He doesn't need me.
My doggo's got biscuits, right? Your doggo needs biscuits.
He's had one. That's enough. He's a good boy. He's had one. Yeah.
I could argue yours are the same doggo because you live in the same place, so it's the same doggo when you go there.
Exactly.
I don't know why, but like Ikora's gotten lots of biscuits. Eva's gotten lots. I basically just looked and said, I did. Also a reminder: put on if you have your Starfarer 7M. Yeah, yep. Starfarer 7M ship. It does. It does add the Spirit of the Season. Grants a chance to generate Dawning Spirit whenever you find a Dawning ingredient as one of its vehicle perks when you inspect it. So if you haven't put that on and get your extra spirit in essence. And And I basically I've looked at the list of things and just whoever I had the most ingredients for, they've just gotten like a stack of 30 cookies. I'm like, here you go. Enjoy.
Bungie have actually added the same perk to the new ship that you can get on the reward track this year. So all these years of people saying, how do I get that ship? Where do we get it from? They've now given you a new ship with that perk on it. So if you play enough to unlock the Wingswept, that has the same perk. It doesn't have all the fancy transmat effects and things that you get on the Starfarer, because you have to be there I think at one point, 1 year, and I'm not sure because I already own all the items, but in the database for this year, it looks like the Starfarer and the 2 Sparrows that do Dawning stuff are available via a little package, but because I've already unlocked them, maybe I can't see them, but other people might be able to, because I know they did that last year and it's still in the database for this year. A bit like the hidden call to arms weapon that I picked up on when I was going through all the stuff for the Dawning this year in the This Week in Destiny video. They had the Gizmo Weft, which was a grenade launcher. And I was thinking, why have they got 2 grenade launchers in the Dawning engrams? And then looking into it, it's the new call to arms one, a bit like we had with the crossbow last season. So it is a very small chance to get it, because I saw DMG tweeted out that somebody got it and they went, where's this come from? And he's like, oh yeah, it's a hidden thing. It's part of the Dawning thing. Like we had, it's part of the call to arms thing that we had last year or last season. This is the weapon for this season, kind of thing. So I was quite glad that I put that into the video.
I wonder if it's any good, and I wonder if it's also come from handing out cookies, because I noticed I had gotten an Oxygen SR3 and I think 2 duty bounds from turning cookies into people. Yeah, because I wasn't really paying attention. Then all of a sudden I was like, wait, that's an Oxygen SR3 that I got back from a cookie. And I apparently have 3 Gizmo Wefts that I'm guessing have also come from cookies.
Very nice.
Maybe it's in that pool. Again, I literally have just like walked up to Ikora and been like, hey, here's the 25 or 30 cookies I've baked for you. I'm going to shove them all into your mouth at once. and not really pay attention to what you give me back. Just like I have a pile of gifts in return. So I don't know if it came from those or from opening the gifts in return. which again, I keep forgetting about because when you open the gifts in return, based on the quantity you have, it will move it through your inventory. So be very careful when you're opening them. You don't delete a stack of, 1,000 somethings you care about very much.
Yeah, it did that last year as well, and we had to warn people last year, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Gizmo Wef,
this year.
It's a mountaintop style grenade launcher, but a strand one, and it can have hatchling, bait and switch, elemental honing, aggregated charge. So this weapon deals more damage for each elemental debuff applied to the target. Bipod and chain reaction in the fourth column, with air trigger, slice, envious arsenal, blast distributor, which is dealing splash damage, grants a bonus to grenade stat, slide shot, and reverberation. So yeah, the micro missile framed grenade launcher. This weapon fires a high speed micro missile in a straight line and deals reduced self damage. Move faster with this weapon equipped. And the base stats are 100 blast radius. Velocity is 74, stability 28, handling of 70, reload speed of 64, aim assistance of 69, zoom of 13, airborne effectiveness of 4, and ammo generation is 70%. It is 66 recoil, so it's straight down the middle, and rounds per minute on 90. So.
And real-time update, yes, I can confirm they do come from opening gifts in return, and because I just got another one, and
just show it off now.
And I know I didn't even realize I was. And do you remember the emblems that they released last year for the Dawning?
Yes, I got all those
that some of you got and some of us didn't.
Yeah,
I just got 2 of them from 2 gifts and returns that I've just now opened. So those are also apparently, available again this year.
That's good because that was like gotten the chance to get for doing so much Dawning stuff.
Yeah, because I gotten one of them last year and then just never saw the other ones, and I played a good bit of it. But yeah, so those have now both dropped for me. The Hunter one and I think the Zavala, the Vanguard, the Zavala one has dropped.
Yeah, Zavala's Confectionery Commander.
Yeah, and then the handcrafted Hunter I just got, and then because I had whichever the Ikora Warlock one was, that was the one I did see.
Extraordinaire.
Sure.
That's the Ikora one. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So those are available if you also didn't get them last year. And so open your gifts in return, but do so carefully.
That's also the same goodness as those iridescent engrams that you can get from the reward track. I believe there's only 2, and I'm not sure if you can earn any more, but those are the ones that she had at some point. I can't remember which event it was. It might have been the Dawning last year, where you can open them and you get an Eververse item that you currently don't own.
Guarantee one.
Guaranteed one. There's 2 on the reward track. I'm not sure if... I think they probably won't do it that it's farmable, but yeah, there's definitely 2 on the track that... So that's good to know that you can get past stuff as well. And I did see somewhere, and it's probably in one of the updates, that the shader from the Trials of the 9, so way back like 8 years ago, is now dropping in Trials. So,
well, there we go.
Well, that's good news for one of us that wants to play Trials.
I've already got them.
Of course you do.
I've got the Gift of the 9, and I can't remember the other one.
I've already got all the good things. So what we've learned is open bake cookies, give them all to the Doggo, and then open your gifts in return because there's all sorts of goodies in those gifts.
Yeah,
just the Doggo can't walk.
I think Bungie adding stuff into the game that has been out of the game for a while is a good thing, because it does relieve that FOMO pressure of like you had to be there then. Like with the Trials of the 9 stuff, there was no reason for them to kind of gate those shaders at all. They could have had them when we had the event with the 9 recently. They could have been back in then, but it is nice that they are back in the kind of the rotation of things that or people can actually earn. And the same with like these emblems. So yeah, I'd like to go back to the days of Destiny 1, to be honest, that everybody has the chance to get everything. I mean, the only thing I think that the problem there was when the wolves were roaming and you had to go and do those events at that time and kill like those barons on on the planets to get the Grimoire cards for like 100% completion. But there was nothing from stopping them kind of doing another event later on down the line if Destiny 1 was still a thing to say you can rehunt these Barons and then complete your Grimoire score. So, yeah, I hate missing out or people missing out because they just weren't there then at that time. It should just be, you got it at that point. There's been a time that you haven't been able to get it, so now it's back again. Just don't gate anything, Bungie. Just, let everyone get everything.
Yeah, or at least, at least have it be available to obtain. And and that's one thing I've been sort of looking. I mean, I know you've done the videos on like, the dawning and stuff and what's available, but it's like the problem of relying purely on the content creator economy of explaining people how your game works is, well, if they're not there to do the work, then there's a lot of like, how do I get this? Is this available? Where does this come from? And you just sort of have to guess or try to remember. I mean, like I was trying to remember this week how you get revives in the Lawless Frontier. It's like, is this from killing someone? Is this from the boxes? And everyone was like, oh yeah, no, you just have to shoot the, just like the coil, shoot the little pots, and then they'll come out of those periodically.
Yeah, a bit like the coil, yeah.
Yeah, but I was looking, because I went looking through Reddit, I went looking for some actual, information anywhere on it. And it's just like, yeah, no, sorry. It's just, you have to have played the other activity and then recognize the other activity's mechanic to learn how this activity works. There's no way to learn this information from anywhere really, other than like, hey, my buddy told me this. Like there's so much like, hey, my buddy told me this information in this game, where it's just like, Bungie, you have this whole like outlaw thing about the Lawless Frontier. You couldn't have maybe mentioned revive tokens, where they come from. Because if you're sitting here dead and you're watching, sometimes you're the last person standing, or you're watching someone trying to make that last stand and get through this encounter to get to, get to the extract or to get to the next one. And you're saying, do I hang out with this person, or do I just go to orbit because, we're going to lose anyway and we're not going to get the reward. So what do we do? It would be nice to know, hey, is there a chance of getting a revive in this encounter, or do I just need to wiggle my controller so I don't get kicked, hopefully, and then wait for them to hopefully finish it to then maybe get a revive if they know to shoot the pots. It just, there's, I'm, now that I've done more of the Lawless Frontier stuff, it's just like, explaining the tiniest little bit on how some of this works would be nice.
Yeah.
So shall we move toward our TWAB of the week?
Or do you want to do the update? What came first? Was it the chicken or the egg? It was the egg. Update. Yeah, 9.5.0.3. So they fixed lots of things in Renegades, apparently.
They really did. They fixed just a few things.
So we've got an issue where players could become soft-locked in early Renegades campaigns after talking to the Drifter in the cantina. That's something I'd like to see, is that you can enter that cantina scene and then have nothing else on the screen apart from you kind of sitting sideways at the cantina. It's a really cool kind of...
Mm-hmm. You were saying you'd like to see it like as a way to do it in like,
you just side up to the bar and you're kind of just sitting there watching everything kind of go round without kind of, because it says, it comes up, oh, you haven't got any quests at this point in time. It's like, no, I don't want that on the screen. I just want like a background of that kind of playing off. But,
can you sidle up to the bar and hide the HUD? Does that work?
Oh,
yeah,
I've tried that as well. Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna say, because I've seen that one, because I also got stuck at that point to trying to do the campaign on Legendary with Pan and Blue, and Pan also was just like, I can't talk to the Drifter. I can't get past the sidle up to the bar point. That's just where he got stuck in a loop over and over again. So I'm glad they got that fixed.
Well, they haven't fixed the one where you can't skip anything that the Drifter says after that first mission. When you go back to the bar, I was repeatedly going, yeah, I've heard you say this in the first time that I played this through. It won't skip. I was holding down the button. I was pressing the button. I was rapidly tapping the button.
Yeah,
wouldn't skip. So I just kind of walked away and came back.
Yeah, I really wonder if that's one of those, like, if people skip this, it's going to break again. So if we just don't let them skip, then it can't break. Like, I've honestly had that thought a number of times when it's like, no, you're going to listen to these voice lines because the game will break if we don't.
But they've also fixed an issue where the Cyan Crystal for the Praxic Blade has a lower drop chance from exotic contracts than intended. So it now has the same as what they intended. That's good. Fixed an issue where credits earned.
Way out of band.
Yeah. They fixed an issue where credits earned from lockboxes did not count towards making a killing triumph, and fixed an issue where kills with the Falcon were not progressing the resourceful Renegade triumph. They've also fixed an issue where some Renegade campaign cinematics would not allow players to go into their inventory or other menus. Well, no, you shouldn't be allowed to. You should watch the cutscene or skip the cutscene. That's it. 2 choices.
Yes. There should be no cutting, just watching.
No cutting, just scening. Yeah, they worked very hard on those cutscenes, and you're going to enjoy all of it.
Yes.
They've updated some behaviours, not of Noble, but updated the behaviours so that invasions can occur at various points during the Lawless Frontier run. They fixed an issue where fireteams could duplicate heavy cargo crates by picking up the same one simultaneously. Fixed an issue where optional objectives would not appear on Venus in high difficulty smugglers and sabotage activities. Fixed an issue where sabotage bosses could spawn under terrain on Mars. Well, no, that you just had to find them in the cave. That's it. That was that's what you had to do.
They fixed an issue. The antenna sabotage encounter could not recover if the antenna was dropped in an unreachable location. They also fixed an issue where the invasion double-cross sessions abandoned by the enemy player would wait for the encounter to end. They will now end immediately. They also fixed an issue where the invaders weren't sent back to the hangar if they died immediately after completing their objective. You just got stuck in the abyss. They fixed an issue where the strafing run renegade ability would show different damage between players and invaders. That's exciting. Fixed an issue where fixed a visual issue where Blue Falcon names were previewing Venus activities and could be where the Blue faction. See, it's catching.
Yeah.
Fixed a visual issue where the Blue faction names when previewing Venus activities could be incorrect. Fixed an issue where player created visual effects would not apply to enemies in the Lawless Frontier. Player created visual effects. Sure. Fixed an issue where spawning a falcon underwater would make it unusable. And fixed an issue where invaders would get teleported back to the ready room if they ended their invasion timers while in a vehicle. So that whole list of known issues about invaders not going back to where they should seems better now. And your falcon is now, a water vehicle.
So Fire and Ice reduced the time required to interact with the pyramid activators in the boss arena to 1 second. Thank you very much, because that was really annoying to kind of jump up to those things and try and hit the button, and then you just kind of, the box disintegrates and you're like, no, please, no. I've got to jump back up. So yeah. Changed the platforms in the boss arena to be solid on legendary difficulty and adjusted their positions to offer more protection on both difficulties. Fixed an issue where players who did not earn all catalysts for the Praxic Blade in one run were prevented from acquiring additional catalysts. That was us, wasn't it, Noble?
It was.
But we found a workaround. We took somebody in that didn't have one, so we were able to get our last one that we were missing. Fixed an issue where players could disable the activity timer. Oh, sad times.
So you didn't take advantage of it while you had it, and now it's gone.
Well, I took advantage of the disabled timer, went back through to try and get it, and then couldn't get it, and then it was only afterwards that I realised that the bug was still there. So it was only because we were playing with somebody that hadn't done it that we went back through again, me and Noble. But they were fully aware, so it was fine that they were being used and abused just to get one catalyst. Anyway.
That's good.
Fixed an issue where players who died at the same time as they completed the final encounter would not be taken to the final reward room. So now you're going to be taken to your rewards. So, but don't die. It's probably better. Raids and dungeons fixed an issue where the combatants that spawn shadow pools could fall off the map, causing the pools to be unreachable. That's definitely a big thing in the Equilibrium dungeon, because you need those pools, lots of those. Conquest fixed an issue where the conductor's keep master conquest could not be completed. This activity has now been re-enabled. Crucible Trials of Osiris fixed an issue where the dazzling iridescence emblem could not be earned. Now earnable, I guess, and updated the dazzling iridescence emblem description to display the correct earn requirements. So you can earn it, but there's requirements. Gameplay and investment. Hunters Graviton Forfeit fixed an issue where the Starless Executioner was not triggering Graviton Forfeit Vanish Shadow perk. Celestial Nighthawk shots now combine Scorch stacks from all 3 Marksman Golden Gun shots to cause an ignition. Warlocks with the Matadoxia fixed an issue where the Stylisticsis Suspending Burst was scaling off the grenade stat. Now scales based on the melee or super stat depending on what's active, on what activates the explosion. Weapons fixed an issue where the refurbished A499 sniper rifle could drop with a backup mag installed. Instances that dropped with this mod will be updated to have no mod equipped. Fixed an issue where the Kinetic Rupture Artifact mod was not scaling based on power. Fixed an issue where the Anti-Barrier Sniper could increase sniper damage against all targets in many activities. Fixed an issue where throwing the Praxic Blade was not constantly playing impact audio when hitting metallic combatants such as Vex. Fixed an issue where the Sharp Harvest weapon trait would not grant ammo to burstfire weapons when running double special. Abilities. So in general, they fixed an issue where Void Smoke visual effects were inconsistently darkening the victim's screen. We've reverted the screen darkening to its pre-renegade state. Fixed an issue where the grapple tangles could be used unintentionally to cancel some ability animations. Fixed an issue where instantly cancelling a free grapple from a grapple tangle could refund non-grapple grenade energy. Try and say that really fast. Hunters. Shadow Shot Mobius Quiver. While Mobius Quiver is active, increased damage boosts charge rate by 60%. Orders. They've redesigned the Praxic Professional Order so it can now be completed in solo, fireteam, arena and pinnacle activities, and the total kills required has been reduced. So they're aware of an issue where the order description where it does not list being completed in arena ops and does not mention the ammo regeneration for all activity types. This will be fixed in a future update. I think that was fixed today. I did see an update for that on the screen, but that might have just been something else to do with the Praxic Blade, but maybe it has been fixed now. They fixed an issue where the Praxic Professional Order was granting 2 exotic payouts upon completion instead of 1. Fixed an issue where the free-for-all order was rolling when Rumble was not active in the portal. Reduced the chances to roll Crucible orders if you have a high enough Crucible rank when not in Crucible matches. And reduced the chances to roll activity completions objective orders when not in portal activities. Collections. Fixed an issue that occasionally caused Scout Rifle views in collections not to properly display all pages on PC platforms. Fixed an issue where the Tower Pamphlet emblem could not be reclaimed from collections. Quests and Pursuits. Fixed an issue where the player could lose access to the Lawless Frontier activity due to alternate characters acquiring the Territory War Begins quest earlier than intended. As part of this fix, all ineligible characters, those who have not yet completed the Renegades quest, will have the quest removed when they log in. Audio. They fixed an issue where the audio dropouts could occur in Crucible or the shooting range. Localization. Fixed an issue where the Korean voiceover was missed solo ops. Added missing French and Spanish voiceovers for the Edge of Fate content. Player identity and expression. Adjusted the unique sound effects on the Execute Adolf Darcy weapon ornaments and the Exquisite weapon display head armor ornament. So those are the ones that kind of pair with the Darcy, I think. Using the head armor ornament will now play a unique lock-on audio when aiming the target with Darcy, as well as a unique catalyst audio when the personal catalyst damage buff is triggered. Using the Executive Aid Darcy weapon ornament will trigger the unique catalyst audio when the personalized catalyst damage buff is triggered. We're aware of an issue where the sound effect will still not play the Darcy's Clean Up Good and Mind of its Own ornaments, 2 separate ornaments. This will be fixed in a future update. Fixed an issue that caused the Reclamation Reward Pass emote Worm Brulee to inadvertently take on on the visuals of the newly introduced Be Wary emote. They fixed an issue with the Be Wary emote that caused the flower on the emoter's hat to orbit their head in Thoris Junction. Fixed an issue that prevented Prisma Scatter Plates intended interactions from working with My God, this is awful. These things are awful. Fixed an issue that prevented the Prisma Scatter Plates intended interactions from working as expected with the Heart's Pledge and Heart's Purity ornaments. fixed an issue that prevented the Nobles Partisans jetpack animation and visuals from properly playing when any exotic arms were equipped. And in general, they fixed an issue where the dungeon key bundle could be purchased after all dungeon keys are acquired. Any players who accidentally purchased in this state will receive a silver refund at a later date. Fixed an issue that prevented hunters from claiming the Wild Anthem vest armor item from rank 56 on the Lawless Reward Pass. Fixed an issue that prevented players who had earned the progression material through participation in the Creators Campaign from claiming those materials at the Special Deliveries kiosk. And finally, they fixed an issue where entries 7 to 10 in the Sintering Law Book were duplicates of entry 6.
Already read this part. No, I swear it's new. No, I'm pretty sure I read this part already.
So yeah, that's your update for this week and probably this year. That's it for that year. This year.
Yeah, they basically. I mean, this is our likely our last update, and then our last TWAB for the year, because they basically said, people running the game will still be there. The network operations center and security folks will be around, but yeah, there were, don't expect too much more until like the first week of January, basically.
Yeah, I think it's the 8th, isn't it? So yeah, this week in Destiny for the 18th of December, they are covering the final Twid of the year, the Equilibrium Dungeon Race winners, Dawning Fashion is here, and Dawning Creation. Twitch drops for Dawning. There's a lot of those. Oath of the Renegades Wrapped, Bungie Foundation End of Year Update, new chapter of the Destiny Player's Guide, which we covered last week, which I think they're covering again. Community team updates by 2025. That's it. So who won the Equilibrium Dungeon Race then, Peroty? And did they deserve it?
The same people who won it last time, and of course they did, because it was Mario and Luigi. You can't beat two plumbers. It simply can't be done. Mario and Luigi and Biggs? Yeah, Biggs.
Yeah.
Mario, Monkey, Luigi style, and Biggs. I mean, because how does Mario get better? He gets bigger. If anyone knows Mario, that's how that works. You eat a mushroom, you get larger, bad things happen to Bowser and his kin. So, of course they won. I think they're back to back now dungeon winners.
Ooh.
I was watching. I think it was F&F. I'll put the video in the show notes. Sort of talking about sort of his like recap, and I guess like a little bit of controversy. I guess there was some. I'm not going to say like leaked information about the dungeon, but I guess the assets were unencrypted. So if you knew how and where to look, you could sort of see like like layouts of the rooms. I think they call them cube maps. I guess like the overall like look of the room to sort of see, and then see some of the names of like the generator things to sort of maybe give you some hints on what you might be doing with these various things based on the naming and whatnot. But I guess it was sort of like it didn't really seem to matter much, because I don't know. It's like the guys who sort of blew through the dungeon. Yeah. And there was a little bit of controversy about another team, blowing through even quicker, and mid-dungeon run, one of their players got banned because apparently he was playing on he was playing on a new account and had been banned, on a previous account sometime, many years ago. I guess and obviously ban evasion is a bannable offense, so therefore. He got banned, but yeah, like literally mid dungeon run, it was like, oh, your other two guys are now just sort of out of luck because I think they were like at the final boss and doing damage, and then all of a sudden just got kicked. Your third player gets kicked orb, and you're like, what happened? How did this happen?
Well, I'll tell you how it happens is that if you stay under the radar, Bungie don't catch you. But if you're competing in a world's first race, and they're watching all the streams and they're checking everybody out and they're going, oh, these guys are doing good. Let's do a quick background check. Okay, this one we previously banned for something. Goodbye. Just keep your head down. Don't try and go for world's first, really.
Yeah.
What were you playing at?
Yeah, don't put yourself out there and be like, I'm sure they won't notice. Oh, they're going to notice, especially after Desert Perpetual. They're going to notice. I guess what one thing F&F said was, they were basically like hand looking over like the teams that were in the lead and the top teams going, Is there anything suspicious going on here? Let's make sure the team that wins actually is a legit team who wins, and we don't have 70% of the top 100 or whatever being teams of all or some cheaters or something like we had, like whatever Desert Perpetual was. So yeah, they may be looking at those things. So if you've been banned, don't make another account and then don't try to go worlds first, because they're going to know and ban you again. And you have to explain to your teammates why you just ruined their world first run, and they're going to be a little salty with you probably. But let's see your dawning fashion.
Yeah, especially if you like cats. It looks like cats to me.
It does. Space cat. I mean, we have a space horse, we have a metal dog. Now we need a space cat.
What is the name of our emblem that they are giving away? The Felis Galactius emblem, and you've got until January 8th. So when we come back with the Twids, you've got until then. So this is your Bungie dawning fashion. It's once again that time of year where you dress up as something very cool, and they'll give you an emblem for your efforts. So we want to see Renard do this, Mr. Renard Collance. Dress up and take inspiration from the dawning to dress up your Guardian. Share your fashion with us using the hashtag DawningFashion2025, or one word. No more than 3 people per submission, and share your Bungie ID in your post. So do that, get a cool emblem, and that's cool. And I'm sure he's got multiple kind of cat outfits that would kind of work for this.
Of course.
Yeah.
I really one day should make myself a reminder to actually enter one of these, because I keep thinking,
every time we say that,
and then I never do. So maybe this will be the day.
If you don't want to dress up though, or dress up your Guardian, then you can just bake some cookies in real life and take some pictures. But as long as they're dawning inspired, you can do that. So you take a picture of it, you share it with them on the socials at hashtag DawningCreations2025 again, and no more than 3 people per submission.
If I made cookies and then put something Destiny relative on the front of them, there is a 100% chance I would get hurt.
No, listen, right? There is enough Destiny emblems and things that you can get around it. Just say it's a blob. Just lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know how much I nearly got hurt because of the daughter's name? It wasn't even my suggestion to call her Eris. It was hers, and I had to sit there, find an excuse to find out why I liked that name.
Yes, but we all know that you created the tape that played overnight while she was sleeping that just went Eris, Eris,
yes.
Eris.
Yeah,
so subconsciously, that's how you got it into her mind. So really, it was your fault.
Yeah, and I nearly paid a very serious price for that when I said, do you know it's from...
it can be some from other things too. Just not always.
It could be.
Yeah.
So you get another emblem if you do the cookie baking stuff for reals.
And then, so if you don't want to do that, you could also get a Twitch shop for Dawn. You can just say, I have money I want to spend. So you can turn into your favorite streamer and, you guessed it, get more emblems. So watch any Destiny 2 stream on Twitch for 30 minutes to unlock This Moment Forever emblem. Even an easy name to say. Yeah, so if you just watch, you get the This Moment Forever emblem, which looks sort of spacey and wintry dawning themed.
What happens if I throw money at my creator, though? What do I get if I throw money at the creator?
You can also subscribe or gift a sub to any opted-in Destiny 2 streamer and receive the Awake at Night emblem, which is very, frosty and frozen and snowy. Which almost I miss the Winterborn mark from Destiny 1. There was the snowflake. I might have to do this just to get this one back.
Yes.
But again, Bungie, you've given me too many really good emblems. I can only wear one, and that saddens me. I really need to be able to wear more than one because there's too many good ones. I have a wealth of excellent emblems.
They really need to not release these really nice emblems when the only streamer that I watch is currently taking a break because he's got 7 children
to stream,
and they all rule his house.
Yeah. and we are bunkering down for the next 2 weeks, so I know that we're just going to be in, and I'm not gonna, definitely not going to be streaming. The cupboards are filled, the coal is ready. We're just
There is a 100% chance that on Christmas Eve you're being sent out because you've not picked something up like last year. I can't even remember what it was. Was
yes,
it chestnuts?
That's what it was. Yep,
the
chestnuts.
Yep.
The chestnuts that you had, and I think
the chestnut
not
saga
only
of 2024
had for some number of weeks before then were apparently insufficient chestnuts. So I think this you should purposely not buy something, and then
No.
Hear me out. So you need to purposely not buy something, but then just secretly buy it, just like stash it in the car or something. So when you're sent out, you don't have to actually go buy it. You can just like take the car out, get 30 minutes of quiet time to yourself, and then come back with the item that you didn't that you were meant to send, you were meant to get, but you don't have to fight through a store. You don't have to make sure they have any. You can just have already had it.
Oh, Peroty, you sly dog! I love it.
The kids did say this year. They said, "Mum, we're not having any of those conkers that you made us eat last year on the fire." So I think the chestnuts are out this year, which is good. So I don't have to worry about them.
Well, haven't you still got last year's? Because
no,
I remember you saying last year
burnt them.
She never touched them.
She burnt them. Yeah.
So okay, new word of the day: conker.
A conker is a thing that falls off a tree. It's like a seed within a spiky little shell.
Okay.
And we drill holes in them. We put a shoelace through them, and then we swing them at each other to break them.
Oh, perfect. Okay. See, I'm never sure if this is a Britishism I don't know, or just a thing I have not experienced. Well, there we go.
Oh, it's a European horse chestnut tree.
Okay.
And it's the seeds that drop out of them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
and then we drill holes in them, put shoelaces through them, and break each other.
I thought I was saying something that you would understand.
Well, you basically did. I hadn't heard the term conker, and I'm never sure if that's just it. If that's I don't want to say real word because they're all real words, at least as much as any word's real. I just don't know. I just didn't know if that was a slang, something I had not encountered, or just a term I was unfamiliar with. And we are nothing if not entertaining on this show.
And now we are learning.
And now this. Yeah. So we're not going to make the kids eat any sort of chestnuts, seeds.
No.
Will there be fights though? I mean, the whole shoelace thing sounds like great fun. I mean, swing them around the house, breaking mom's, fancy China things. That sounds like the perfect kind of Christmas.
Yeah. No. Anyway, Oath of the Renegades wrapped up today.
Show of hands. Who remembered that was even a thing? Since we talked about it last
week. We remembered it was a thing. We talked about it last week that we would semi-participate.
We remembered last week, and then we saw that they wrapped it up. Did we remember between those two dates? Because I, for one, did not remember that was a thing. And at no point did I go look at my tasks and assign myself. Because apparently you had to go and actually give yourself tasks or start a 2-hour timer or something to you had to actually take action to participate, which I would have done had I remembered it was a thing.
Or it had been spoken about a week or 2 weeks before, so that everybody was kind of geared up for it. That when we got into Renegades, we were like, yes, let's do that.
Right. I mean, of all the pop-ups I saw this week in game, not a single one of those even made mention that this was a thing that was happening. And apparently sponsored by Bungie?
You guys might have remembered it was a thing. I completely forgot about it.
Even when we were talking about it.
But I spent that much time, and I'm still fighting with it now, trying to get the thing on Discord to work so that I can get the shader. Because it still won't work. Yeah, but it still won't work.
So as it stands, the Totality Division led with 42% control. And they were Scarrow, Mr. Ruffle Waffles, Leopard, Kakis HD, Matix, Malachi,
Don't do it.
Morgana, Sienna, Linkcats, Nexus, Max 12, and a community member, Mini Explosiva, Dramesus, My Angel, Levi, Sugar, and Salt. No, that's it. I'm just reading them. That's it. If I've butchered the name, I apologize.
We did that last week. You're like, we're going to read these. Nope, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
It starts out so easy, and then you get to the one, and you're like, that's a collection of letters that I'm just going to butcher this. I'm still curious though. And a community member, did we just not know who this was? Like, are we calling someone out who doesn't want to be recognized? The whole thing is just strange. Yeah, congratulations to whichever faction that is. Is that the Vex faction? The Pikers are obviously the Fallen. I don't know which is the Cabal and which is the Vex factions. I don't know what their names are. So, yeah, whichever one won, congratulations, and glad you got the thing you got for it or something.
But something that is good is the Bungie Foundation. They've got an end-of-year update.
Ooh, lots of good things. We've supported many good things. So we did it again, Lightkeepers. Your collective desire to do good powered another incredible, impactful year for the Bungie Foundation, bringing hope to those who need it most. Here's just a few of the many highlights of what your generosity made possible. Supported 23 Little Light partners across the world, providing entertainment, distraction, and joys to tens of thousands of kids facing their toughest days in children's hospitals and clinics. Fulfilled 47 Make-A-Wish requests, including building top-tier gaming PCs, shopping sprees, e-bikes, hot tub lifts for aquatic therapy, and electronic items like cameras and laptops to help wish kids pursue their passions. From devastating wildfires in Los Angeles to crises in Sudan, Ethiopia, and Gaza, your support enabled our humanitarian partners to respond quickly and deliver timely, meaningful aid. Recognized Key Awareness and Recognition Months throughout the year, supporting veterans and military families, LGBTQ plus youth, disability inclusion, mental health initiatives through focused campaigns and partnerships, leading to tens of thousands of dollars in donations to well-deserving organizations, and this specific child right here. So yeah, I mean, a number of times a year we say, hey, Bungie's doing a thing, and it's always cool to see us, however many hundreds of thousands of us are still here playing this game. We're just going, we have the means if we're able to give and to put money toward these efforts, and that's great to see what our collective power is able to do. So glad it was a good year, and glad we collectively were able to help people, and more of it next year. Because guess what? You asked and they're delivering. The weekend edition of the Bungie Bounty for Good is here. So finally, maybe, all of us who can't get on during the week to do these might have a chance. So mark your calendars, everyone but Night Demon, or kick the children out on Sunday, December 21st, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time. So see, just send them out in the evening. Okay. Send them to a movie somewhere, and you can join the Foundation fam of Tryhard Tristan, Pika Peach, Not Mashed, Abby, Alan, and Brittany in the Crucible for our final Bungie Bounty for Good of the year. Match and defeat our fire team, and the faster than light emblem is yours. Tune into the Bungie Foundation Twitch channel for cozy Crucible vibes and some holiday fun. And continued inability to read. So yeah, so tomorrow evening, there's a chance. So 9 a.m. Pacific is 8 hours in the future.
It's some hours in the future,
Let's see. It's 9 Pacific. So it would be noon here. So 5 p.m. for you all?
5 p.m. for us, yeah.
By the time this comes out, you'll have missed it.
It'll be over.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry.
So I'm telling you.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's Noble's fault. I have to edit all the coughs.
Yeah.
What coughs?
Exactly. There goes another one.
Wow. He's just going to add in coughs instead.
Wow.
He's going to edit the coughs. He's going to edit them in instead of out.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. Next time I come on, I swear to God, I'm going to bring a plate, a knife, and a fork. And I'm just
bring your whole breakfast. I mean, if you're not bringing your breakfast, he doesn't feel comfortable. It feels weird to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So on to 2026. 2025 may be wrapping up, but we've got our eyes focused on what's next. We'll see you in January for Game to Give 2026. The action kicks off January 12th, and we've got some incredible things in store for this campaign. Much love, the Bungie Foundation team. And I was like, and then there's this big picture of a floppy disk, and that's our Game to Give thing. Is that a hint, Bungie? Are we going back to the days of floppy disks? Are we going to be playing MS-DOS games? Do I need to?
Please don't put Destiny 2 on a floppy disk.
Oh, come on! What could go wrong? give me Destiny 2 on floppy. We have our mobile game. If I don't hear dial-up sounds trying to play multiplayer, we're not trying hard enough.
Please don't put Destiny on a floppy disk.
Yeah, and also, hey guys, there's a dawning sale. If you haven't spent all your money for the holidays yet, there's another chance. So the dawning sale is live on the Bungie store from 4 days ago to January 6th, 2026. You can enjoy an additional 10% off and also the $7.77 flat rate shipping and the Sweet and Snowy emblem for every purchase. So if you want a cup of hot cocoa and your Christmas cookie emblem, that's Bungie again. That's a really good emblem.
What they need is they need to build something into the game that says, right, I want this emblem on this character for this amount of time and rotate through them rather than me manually having to do it, or remember that I've got those emblems somewhere in my collections.
Yep.
Just go, this one for an hour, this one for an hour, this one for an hour. I can rotate. Yeah, just build it into Destiny 3. Put it in Destiny 3.
You should do it as a favourite system, a bit like what they do with the finishers. You know what I mean? You can have a selection of finishers.
There is. There's 10 favourites, and they go on your character, and then that's it.
Yeah, so you should do the same with the emblems. So
as
you load in and out of activities, it just like randomly gives you one.
Yeah, or I mean, at the very least, you know, give me a monthly one. You know, for the month of December, I want to have my cozy winter emblems on. For Halloween, I want my Halloween things on, and I'd love to do the same thing with my ship. Hey, when December hits, put my Starfarer ship on. Just I don't have to remember.
To be honest, let me set it up. If you changed yours, it'd confuse me.
Well, I've got the Starfarer on. See, that's
if you change your emblem, it'd confuse me.
You'd be like, "This is clearly an imposter."
This is not very.
See, that's the problem with Bungie making the best emblem and then making additional emblems. It's like, these are good, but I already have the best one. So sorry, everything else is just second best.
Well, apart from New Lights, they're the best because they're getting some love. They're going to be adding more chapters to their updated Destiny 2 new player guide. You can read their second chapter about onboarding as a new light and the content that freshly minted Guardians can play here. And we'll put a link in the show notes as well. And then Noble is going to read every single community team manager's... No, he's not. If you would like to read all the different community managers or leads messages for the year, nice Christmassy messages and what they've been doing over the last couple of months. It's all in the TWAB, and not really. It's not game relevant. It's not.
No, just
not
nice.
Game breaking.
Yeah, no, just nice holiday messages. And now, do you all remember your test at the beginning of the show? What is the name of the Destiny Senior Community Manager, the second one down there? What is that name?
It's Cosmo, DMG.
No, the second one down.
I was going from second one up.
How do you read that name?
Frog on a float.
There we go. Frog on a float. And if you want to enjoy
that I can read.
And if you want to enjoy other words, that name, you should watch his last TWAB of the Year video, because I was having a see, it can happen to the best of us. He was just not, and again, having been there many times, his brain was just not reading frog on a float. Just wasn't putting those words together in that order as separate words.
No, he just had a frog in his throat when he was trying to do it. That's all. No. I really enjoyed that one.
I just love that Cosmo says, "Get out of my office," and GMG used to start with bread.
Yep.
You know what we also have?
Ooh, something cool, something warm,
something broken. So it could be warm, could be overheating, could be on fire. It's hard to say. We have known issues from our player support report. They said, hey, there's some things that are broken. We told you about all the fixed things, and maybe in this list of broken things, we'll tell you about things we already fixed, but you just have to wait and find out.
Probably not.
So in the Dawning, the players who have previous event quests stuck in their inventory are experiencing a visual issue where those quests are overriding the Dawning quest in the featured quest tab. Players should still be able to view and progress the Dawning quest from the general quest tab or the Play Now section of the event hub. So yeah, if it's not showing you the one true quest that they want to show you, it should also be there with the rest of your quests. Weapon engrams from EVA are displaying a lower reward power than will actually be granted. So see, don't look what's on the tin, just open it up and see what comes out.
Yeah.
Players who have not progressed the Edge of Fate campaign need to bake Dean Rebecca's cookie before being able to interact with the Snowflake and progress that step of the Dawning quest. Dean Rebecca, miniature cookies.
What about players who have got the quest, done all the quest on one character, and when they open it up on the other character, the holiday oven says, no, there's nothing here for you. So you have to go back to the original character and bake the cookies. Is there anything on that?
No. That is an unknown issue.
Well, I know about it.
Well, Bungie just
have you submitted a ticket to Bungie?
Did you call Bungie?
Well, there you go. Then that's your problem.
Have you spoken to John Bungie and let him know?
I know. I've done my own workaround. I've gone back to my Titan.
Well, see, there we go. The Titan is clearly the cookie baker. Whether they come out well or not, remains to be seen. But that's his job now. We do have some lawless frontier issues. The exotic contract totality division does not gain progress when completing invasions, so it's just not going to work. Armor cloth physics are not animating in the lawless frontier. Is there no wind? Have they put the big vacuum on and sucked all the air out? Is that the problem? But yeah, your cloth physics are not physicking. Someone forgot to add those in. Ooh. Titans, however, who enter the brig vehicles with your thruster class ability and a sword, still unable to exit the vehicle. They're still just too bulky. They get stuck.
I bet I could get them out of that vehicle.
We have the explosives. We can make this happen.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I mean, if you blow up the vehicle, then surely that's one way of getting them out.
Yeah, see, problem solved.
Yeah.
In the Equilibrium dungeon, those shadow pools that are acquired quickly after teleporting can grant much less shadow than intended. So shadow pools may not be as shadowy as first suspected.
Yes.
Harrow, the Dredgen apprentice, can stop chasing players in rare instances, blocking progress in the encounter. Yeah, he just says, I'm tired. I'm tired of chasing you. I'm just going to stand here and you just have to restart this. Players must complete a run with all feats active to complete the associated triumph. Players must complete a run with all feats active to complete the associated triumph.
The associated triumph is complete a run with all feats. So you have to do all feats to get the all feats triumph.
That seems less like a non-issue and more like a reading comprehension issue.
A skill issue.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know there were some issues with the feats not feeding, but yeah. Okay. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, that's the known issue, so make of that what you will. They're also aware of an issue where those who purchase the powder blue porcelain pack, there's another tongue twister for you, and Eververse receive the delicate shell from the event track instead of the intended painted Elytra shell.
Elytra, yeah.
Yeah, sure. ELYTRA shell. Players who purchase this pack will receive their missing items after the dawning ends, exact date TBD. Players who inadvertently purchased it twice will be refunded as well. Also, I assume TBD. And that shader from the Darcy bundle does not match the shade of blue on the exquisite weapon display ornament. So your blues are all off. And then you'll be making
the whole Darcy's off by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it sounds just like, hey, we touched the Darcy after 1,000 years, and that was just not a good idea for anyone involved, up to and including Darcy, because Darcy's just not happy with it. And then we have the Drifter and Eris Smorn artwork, and donning a short but merry Destiny 2 cinematic. And then the team says goodbye and farewell until January 8th, when our next TWAB will be. They're off. They're spending some time with their families and gaming and whatever else. They see, the operation team, security team, those folks will be working to keep the game online. And basically, hey, don't expect to see any updates or anything unless something like truly catastrophic breaks and they have to say, hey, we have to disable this or fix this. So yep, they're done for the year. They're like, we're out. And there were signs of life from Marathon this week, which we're not going to cover because this is not a Marathon podcast. No, but I was happy to see, again, because I want Bungie to still be around to make more Destiny for me. I was happy to see that there does seem to be a release date of March, and the last of the playtests seem to have gone well? ? So at least Marathon is going to be a real thing, that it's going to be released, and I hope for all of Bungie, makes them some money so I can get more Destiny out of it, because that's what I'm here for.
Yep. And they're actually coming back a little bit earlier than they did last year. Last year they had a 3-week break, so I know it's like 3 weeks to from TWAB to TWAB, but it's literally 2 weeks of no TWAB and then they're back. But we'll be back next week, hopefully.
We really will.
Possibly. Yeah, because this is your Christmas show this week. It's still Destiny, but because Christmas is on a weird day for kind of listening to podcasts, you'll get this one just before Christmas. So happy Christmas! Hope you get everything you wanted, and then when we come back, we can say Happy New Year, or sing a song or something. I don't know.
I'm not singing a song. I'm not doing it. Right? just because Renard tried saying that we would sing something.
No, you promised songs. You promised songs.
I didn't. No, Renard promised songs, not me.
Just be careful what demon has you read. There's precedence for having songs created for you on the show.
Listen to me, right? He's been on the show many a times. There is AI that I can now get involved.
This is
he
true,
can sing whatever I make him sing.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Him and Johnny could be singing Islands in the Stream. We just don't know.
Well, perfect. I can't wait to find out.
But I haven't heard from Johnny, and I'm most disappointed.
He's busy supplying all the infographics and things of loot tables and everything else.
He's busy in the Discord. Hit him up on the Discord. But before I make you kind of do any singing next week, anyway, I have created This Week in Destiny's video for this week, so I'm going to drop it in here for the podcast people to kind of listen to and the YouTube people to kind of watch if you don't watch the individual one that goes out on the Sunday. So,
but you're not allowed to listen to it on YouTube. Only watch it.
Yeah. Well, you can listen, but as long as YouTube says that you're watching it.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure they just had to watch and not listen.
If you want to put it on repeat, that helps the views as well. If you click the like and subscribe, that also helps. Not that I generally ask in the videos. It's entirely up to you. I'm not forcing you to do anything.
It's implied.
Just talk about how awesome I am some more, because that's always good as well.
Oh, geez.
Go to all the comments and just increase the size of Noble's head, which will then increase the size of Archie's cookie consumption. See, it's all a system.
This is what's happened. He's read one comment and it's all gone to his head. Now he's here.
It's not one comment. It's been loads of comments.
Copied and pasted by somebody. It could even be your own sign. It could be a separate sign in that you have created. We just don't know. But anyway, here is This Week in Destiny for the Christmas week. This is your weekly rundown for Destiny 2 Renegades. Week 4 starting on December 23rd. Week 4 of Renegades sees Destiny 2's Christmas event The Dawning enter its second week, running from December 16th to January 6th and is free to all players. If you're not familiar, this festive event sees Guardians collect ingredients and bake cookies to trade for Dawning gifts around the Sol system. You can find the Dawning on the main portal tab, with its own event home, where it has its own exclusive reward pass. And playing the event and completing challenges progress your ranks, unlocking exclusive gear and rewards. These include a new shader, Winterberry, the Northern Lights Transmat effect, the Hibernal Solstice emblem, and the Mistletoe projection, with a new exotic speeder, Winter's Sledge, a new exotic ship, Wingswept, a new exotic ghost shell, the Delicate Shell, plus iridescent engrams, which give you a chance to earn previous unearned Eververse items. Completing daily and weekly event challenges also reward event tokens, which can be used in the Dawning Reward Shop, which has its own gear and rewards. To kick off the event, Guardians must first visit Eva Levante in the Tower Courtyard, where she will provide you with your holiday oven, and a small introductory quest to get you familiar with the event. She will also give you the quest Cookie Delivery Helper, which will give you 2 new recipes to get you acquainted with ingredients collection and cookie baking process. You can also purchase several upgrades directly from Eva to enhance your gameplay and ingredients collection, and enhance the stasis-infused snowballs found in portal activities. Snowballs found in activities can slow, freeze, and shatter your enemies. Eva also offers the Boon of Friendship, which grants a Dawning reward to your fire team upon completion of a portal activity, with additional rewards based on the number of players with boons active. And this year, the Dawning brings a new Crucible Ops activity, Dawning Snowball Fight, where you can live out your fantasy of the most overpowered snowball fight of all time. No weapons, no abilities, just soft fluffy snowballs. This Dawning will also see the arrival of the new Polar Wolf ornament set for each class, which will be available for 6,000 Bright Dust or 1,500 Silver from the Eververse store. Earnable in the Dawning is the new Precision Frame Sidearm, Fimbulwinter Snitch, the new Stasis Wave Frame Grenade Launcher, Permafrost, and a small chance of getting the new Call to Arms Micro Missile Frame Grenade Launcher, Gizmo Weft, with the return of last year's Void Adaptive Frame Linear Fusion Rifle, Minstrel Lift, with an updated perk pool. All of these Dawning weapons will also be available with the new Frost Holofor variant. Previous Dawning weapons like the Stasis Lightweight Frame Pulse Rifle, Stay Frosty, the Kinetic Aggressive Frame Submachine Gun, Cold Front, the Arc Aggressive Frame Glaive, Albedo Wing, the Void High Impact Frame Fusion Rifle, Glacioclasm, the Solar Adaptive Frame Machine Gun, Avalanche, and the Stasis Adaptive Frame Sword, Zephyr, are not available this year. But if you have the Starfarer ship from previous Dawnings, you can generate Dawning Spirit when you find Dawning ingredients. Also, the Alpine Dash Sparrow reloads weapons and charges grenades while riding, And if you have the Dawning Cheer Sparrow, boosting will occasionally spawn a Glimmer Present until the boost ends. New in the Eververse this year is the Norse Shader, the Puck Drill Legendary Emote, Steamer Bar Exotic Emote, and Toboggan Buddies Exotic Multiplayer Emote. The Snowbound Shader, the Elder Gate Shader, Deco Curves Shader, and Ceramic Gloss Shader are a bundle of 4 shaders, along with the Painted Electra Shell, and the Delicate Shell, the Soaring Cowling Ship, the Porcelain Gorgeous Sparrow, with the Lupine Aurora Skimmer. Also earnable is the Dawning Memento, which you can put into your older crafted weapons to gain access to the Icy Shader Rhyme Keepsake. The Dawning also features a seal and title to unlock called Star Baker. Triumphs to complete are The First Gift, Cookbook Completionist, High Spirits, Giver of Gifts, Brisk Boss, Powder Snow, Ice Cold, Icy Optimization, God Tier Gift Giver, Reason for the Season, Festival Spirit, and Snowball Specialists. The Dawning runs for another 2 weeks until the reset on January 6th. In the Portal Crucible Ops this week will be Competitive, Control, Dawning Snowball Fight, and another Crucible playlist mode, with Trials of Osiris at the weekend. This week's featured weapon will be the Martlet Pulse Rifle. Other non-featured modes of 3v3 Rift and 6v6 Relic can be found over on the Crucible Director. In the solo ops we have Skywatch, the Salt Mines, the Conflux, Creation, K1 Logistics, and Caldera, with the new solo ops Typhoon Imperator. In the fireteam ops we have one of the rotating Reclaim missions, with this week being Cabal's Watch, Heist Battlegrounds Moon, and Defiant Battlegrounds EDZ, with the Sunless Cell Strike. Strikes added in week 2 of Renegades with the Birthplace of the Vial, Exodus Crash, Warden of Nothing, and the Arms Dealer. Also still in the fireteam ops are the Battlegrounds Behemoth, Core, Oracle, Foothold, Delve and Conduit, Expedition Nessus, the Strikes of Liminality, Hypernet Current, Insight Terminus, Fallen Saber, the Devil's Lair, Proving Grounds, the Inverted Spire, and the Glassway, Empire Hunts the Warrior, Technocrat and Dark Priestess, and Savathun Spire Offensive. In the arena ops are Season of Plunders, Ketch Crash, Season of Loss, Astral Alignment, and Season of the Haunted's Nightmare Containment. In the Pinnacle ops we have the 3 dungeon layers, Pit of Heresy Beneath the Necropolis, Duality Nightmare of Goron, and Warlord's Ruin Locus of the Wailing Grief, with Onslaught Widow's Call, Episode Revenant's Contest of Elders, and the Coil. New to the Pinnacle ops we have the exotic mission Vox Obscura, with the Dead Messenger exotic Waveframe Grenade Launcher as the main reward, and Episode Heresy's Dear Allies mission, for the Barradide exotic submachine gun. Returning exotic missions include Heliostat, with Wolfsbane exotic axe as the main reward, Presage, with the Dead Man's Tale exotic scout rifle being the main reward, Node Override Avalon, with the Excalibur exotic glaive being the main reward, Starcrossed, with the Witchkeeper exotic bow being the main reward, the Whisper, with the Whisper of the Worm exotic sniper being the main reward, Kel's Fall, with the Slayer's Fang exotic shotgun being the main reward, and Encore, with the Choir of One auto rifle being the main reward. Also in the portal is the new Vanguard Alerts tab, found in the Seasonal Hub, which consists of weekly challenges in Vanguard, Arena, Crucible, and Grandmaster Alerts. Over on the Lawless Frontier, the contested territory would start this week's rotation on Europa, and the Fire and Ice exotic mission will be Solar Threat. On Kepler, featured mission 1 this week will be Quarantine, and featured mission 2 will be Message. For our Legacy rotation, the Dreaming City this week is at a strong curse level, which means Pet Revenge can be found in Ria Silvia, and has the Dark Monastery mission for the next week. The Blindwell features Taken Enemies and the Plague by Namina. The Ascendant Challenge will be the Keep of Honed Edges over in the Harbinger Seclude. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is in the Deep, the Trove Guardian is located in the Hellmouth, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Hawkis in the Anchor of Light. Nightmare hunts Scolus, Pride, Fanatic, Insanity, and Omnigul Anguish. The Altars of Sorrow will start this week's rotation with the Nightmare of Fogoth and the Blasphemer Shotgun. On Europa this week, Praxisi Technocrat will be the Empire Hunt, Cadmus Ridge will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Safeguard. Dares of Eternity Expert difficulty rounds are Hive, Vex, and Valister Arc. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Pathfinder armor set will be available in Dares of Eternity with Weapon Set 4. Fractithis, Chrysia Amilo, Volpicula, Wolftone Draw, Iotona Draconis, Canis Major, Contingency Plan, Legal Action 2, Outrageous Fortune, Steel Syllabus C14, and Spoiler Alert. The Witch Queen Weekly Story mission is the Communion, Altar of Reflections Catalyst, and Altar of Reflections Insight. The Wellspring activity will start the week on Attack, with the Arc Auto Rifle Come to Pass and Goldmag Hive Ogre as the boss. The Lightfall Weekly mission is Breakneck, the Partition mission will be Hard Reset, and the Vex Incursion will be Liming Harbour. In the Pale Heart is the Exotic Class Item mission Dual Destiny, and the 12 Guardian Match-Made Excision mission, with the Grandmaster version guaranteeing you the Ergosum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The Lost Sector rotation for this week will start with Exodus Garden 2A on the Cosmodrome, Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City, Excavation Site 12 on the EDZ, Perdition on Europa, K1 Crew Quarters on the Moon, Gilded Precept on Neptune, the Conflux on Nessus, Extraction on the Throne World, and the Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart. All legacy raids and challenges are now available all the time, and at present there are also no featured raids or dungeons each week, but you can farm past raids and dungeons for their respective exotic weapons, with no weekly lockouts. Over on Kepler we have the Desert Perpetual Raid, and Desert Perpetual Epic Raid, with both versions dropping tier +3 loot, with the chance for the exotic rocket launcher Whirling Ovation to drop. Over on Venus, the new dungeon Equilibrium has the chance for the exotic combat bow heirloom and the dark matter crystal for the Praxic blade to drop. And as a reminder, the Sundered Doctrine dungeon over on the Throne World now falls under legacy content, where you can now farm for the exotic linear fusion rifle Finality Zaga. The exotic mission rotator will be Node Override Avalon, with Excalibur exotic glaive being the main reward, and the Season of the Defiance weapon set. The exotic missions, the Whisper and 0 Hour, will also be available in the Legends tab. And that's it for the 4th week of Renegades.
Well, there we go. And now you know what you should be doing next week. And also, I'm going to tell you what Destiny also said over the course of the week. Apparently, some people on December 15th, our contest mode was supposed to end strictly at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Apparently, people were getting their contest mode emblems shortly after contest mode ended. So if you got a contest mode emblem after 9 a.m., they're going to take it away from you because it was not. You didn't do the thing in the amount of time, and even though the game said, "Sure, here you go, here's your treat," you don't get that treat. Sorry, Bungie says no. There was also the issue early in the week about the dungeon. Basically, not all feats were properly increasing your reward quality or counting for triumphs. So maybe that was the whole known issue about it. You had to do all feats to get all feats. They now have fixed that issue a day later on December 16th. So your feats will now properly increase your reward quality and should count for your triumphs.
It's handy.
It is.
Let's see. On the 16th, they also, wanted to make us aware of a few notable currency upgrades from Eva Levante. The Quintessence upgrade grants bonus dawning essence when completing activities. The Essential Harvest upgrade allows you to earn a small amount of dawning essence by completing orders and daily dawning challenges. The Bountiful Harvest upgrade allows you additional dawning ingredients when completing orders and daily challenges. And the Seasoned Spirit upgrade grants bonus dawning spirit when completing activities. Visit even the tower to buy those things. And the event is available until the 6th of January, 2026. So you've got plenty of time to bake your cookies, earn your essence and spirits, and throw snowballs at people. There was an issue with the snowballs where only master difficulty activities were progressing the snowball specialist triumph. And they then fixed that on the 19th and said, hey, we fixed the issue where higher level activities were not granting progress to the snowball specialist triumph. So you should be able to specialize in snowballs at all levels of activities. And yeah, that was the extra bits and pieces that Bungie tweeted and mentioned this week. Do we have any videos this week? Has anyone watched anything?
I do. Apart from the ones I've already mentioned, and then the ones that I dropped in at the in the show notes last week that I wasn't able to kind of talk about were the esoteric ones, and then Fallout did the guide of the dungeon, which I'll also kind of copy and paste and put in this week if you didn't see the notes from last week. But I've got the Mactics meta build that I was following this week, the Solo Flawless Equilibrium guide for Titan, and the Solo Flawless guide for Warlock, also by Mactics. Fallout has done all colours, all forms, all focuses, all cores, and all traits for the Praxic blade, and Alama has tested all 13 new weapon perks, and the results have surprised him. So those are the ones that I've watched this week that are very good to kind of pass on to people to check out. So, go and check those out.
Now I'm going to ask a silly question that I already know the answer to. Noble, have you watched any videos this week?
I did.
I watched
the Snazzy Rock do the world's first solo epic Cargus. So the boss from the Edge of Fate raid, and that was ridiculously good. That's the only video I've watched this week. And then I did see somebody else as well. It wasn't a video; it was a picture. But I did see somebody else as well send a picture on Twitter, post a picture on Twitter of their world's first raid belt. It's turned up, and one of the plaques is upside down.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, I think Lucky Tempe did a video of things that had gone wrong with the world's first things that have been sent out to players.
Yeah,
so
I found that quite comical.
If you give me a link to it, I will put that in the show notes for people to check out.
It's
Peroty, have you got any extra videos? Oh my word, he's got videos. He's got videos for days. Let's go.
I've got a couple. Yeah. You know, all the ones you mentioned. I figured you and I tend to watch the same things. So yeah, I watched the Fallout video of the dungeon raid guide, or the dungeon raid, the dungeon guide. Can't be both. Has to be one or the other. One that I thought of you. Stop blocking, Night Demon. Stronghold can do so much more from Stronghold Central. So you're using Stronghold wrong. You can do more than just stand there and block. You can do different things. And they go over, the different things you can do with the Stronghold. The description is more than just stand there and take all the damage. You can also put out some good damage too. So, do Strongholds better. And then you can be better. And then you can win everything. And then you can be the world's first. Because I am, finally getting to the point. I rewatched Dato's video, what to do in Renegades and how to level. But again, now that I've had these currencies and have things unlocked and finished the campaign, I'm going, I'm at the point where I'm ready to learn these things. Maybe somebody else is too. So I'm going to throw that in there. Even though it's not technically released this week, close enough, like 12 days ago or something. Time Sausage Gaming, they spent silver and skipped the campaign. Should you? So if you're sort of wondering like what a campaign skip gives you, if you've been thinking about skipping the campaign on a character or something, how much it is, what it does, what it gives you, what it doesn't, goes over all that. I respect Edo for trying to make a video for the worst Titan Exotic. He tried, and he's like, yep, it's certainly a thing you could do, but the Arbor Warden still is not going to be good, and the Baronade is still not really going to be a thing. Maven didn't cheat. She didn't cheat. It has a video basically saying, hey, I was doing this dungeon run for contest mode. I was waiting for someone to join me. While I was waiting for the person I knew was joining me had put a looking for one post up. Someone, a cheater, joined her lobby, came in, one hit the boss, wiped the boss. She has the whole thing recorded, and was just like, I was afraid I was going to get my account banned because Bungie takes the contest mode stuff cheating very seriously. So just basically like, hey, I'm making this video as evidence of, this was not my intention. This is me trying to kick the guy out of the lobby because they just glitched through the door, glitched the boss, one hit, the boss died immediately in the contest mode dungeon. So yeah, just good times when you're trying to play the game. The game's like, no, you don't get to do nice things. Destiny Fun Please, this armor set has exotic special synergy. One of the new armor sets has like a Suros synergy on it. And if you do the Suros regime on it, those pair really nicely together if you want to bring those into the Crucible. Because there's some perks that worked really nicely on like the lower half of the magazine. So he had good fun with that, and you can too. And then the last one I want to throw in is just the F, the most controversial dungeon in Destiny history. Of just talking about I sort of alluded to earlier the fact that some of the mechanics and room designs may have been known beforehand because it was sort of data mined and leaked to a degree, and just and also I hadn't really realized how quickly like the first team had gotten through, Mario and Luigi and Biggs, and it gotten through in like, 2 hours and something. And then like some of the later teams was like, 15, 16, 18 hours later. Like it was, significantly longer, sort of making, the point of, a really good honed fire team can sometimes be better than, some of the biggest creators or biggest people in the world who spent, many, many, many hours in this game. It's like, but, the best team is going to be the team that wins, not necessarily the best individual players.
We could have done that, Noble. I think we could have. We worked that out pretty well, didn't we?
Yeah. We could have smashed it.
Could have been you.
Could have.
There you go. So yeah, that's what I've got for this week. And I don't think we have anything else. Unless you have any more surprises for the people, any secrets, any Christmas presents to put up under their tree besides this podcast.
Just this show this week, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Might be treats next week. There may be singing. Ooh. There may be no Destiny specific talk. It may just be ramblings of three old wise men.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, less of the old.
At least you called us wise.
I was going to say definitely less of the wise. That is not me.
Take the win where you can get it. Just another place where you can get wins is being a lovely patron of our show. like Noble, who's gone to patreon.com/TTH and said, I would like to be personally called out and made fun of because I don't get enough of that in my life. So I want to also do that, semi-professionally. Because he's one of our lovely grenade throwers, along with Golden God 1562, Wart Wizard, the man kind of from Texas, and Feral. And of course, the cat extraordinaire himself, Renard Calant, who we cannot threaten with a good time. And we have tried. If you've got good new ways to threaten people with a good time, we're open to them. Because, I think we're fresh out of ideas at this point. So thank you to Noble, Renard, and the rest of the crew, all of our lovely patrons who have gone to patreon.com/TTH and said, we appreciate what you do, and please continue doing it, because we enjoy giggling at you each and every week as you desperately try to remember the name of a weapon or armor piece, or really anything, and just absolutely fail to remember the name of the thing you're trying desperately to remember, and then have to play the whole music while you look it up. And until next week, maybe in chipmunk form, maybe not. Thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Night Demon. Your Noble is Noble. He is here to be here in all the lovely singing ways that he is. You can find this show wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you want to be. Just search Two Titans and a Hunter. You can email the show, twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. Tell us about your great love for Noble and how you want to see him come back every single week and be trapped here for 3 to 7 hours talking about Destiny. You should go to YouTube, subscribe to every new episode, 801 video, Eververse, and what's happening next week. Demon tells you all those things in only the way the Demon can. All the show notes we talk about, all the videos we link to, everything is live in our show notes, twotitansandahunter.com. Or if you're using a good podcast player, just scroll up or down or left or something. It's all right there in the app. And, thank you to our lovely patrons again, patreon.com/TTH. If you want a more casual encounter, coffee.com/twotitansandahunter. And, maybe one day in January, there will be streaming. Maybe before then.
Maybe.
Twitch.tv/twotitansandahunter. And you can go there, just go there and subscribe, because then you'll know when things happen, you'll be aware of them. And until next week, tell the people goodbye and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. No, Merry Christmas this time.
Merry Christmas this week.
Merry Christmas.
You can tell them whatever you want to.
Merry Christmas, yo. Filthy animals.
Exactly.
You can't say that.
Can I not?
No.
You can't.
Oh, you should have told me that
nice.
before I said it.
Everyone's a Home Alone fan. And if you're not, you should be.
Fixed an issue where the antenna sabotage. It's sabotage. Fix an issue where the antenna
Shall I move on to Fire and Ice?
I'll try this one.
See how your Fire and Ice is. See if there's any sabotage in there.
Oh no! It was the combination of antenna and sabotage that I just could not put together.
Yeah, you did. See, you got there in the end, though.
No, but I had to pause. I could not say it in one long line of words. Oh,
I'm gonna need a firmware upgrade for Demon.
Definitely.
We found a bug.
He needs an AI.